Hey folks, welcome back. So the last presentation we talked about the 6-to-1 using the micro traction as the progress capture. So remember the 6-to-1 is when we build a 3-to-1 Hall system on top of a 2-to-1. In those compound Hall systems we multiply the mechanical advantage. So I used the micro traction right here, you can go ahead and see it, as the progress capture for that example. And micro tractions are awesome. I carry them for glacier travel. But you know, if you don't own one and you have to do a haul, you're going to want to know how to construct this haul system using tools that you do have. And so we can build progress captures, also called ratchets, by using belay devices and friction hitches. So I want to go over how to build the progress capture using the tools that you probably already carry on your harness and already own. So we're going to go through the previous example again. We're going to rebuild that 6-to-1, but we're going to not use the kind of the mechanical mechanical progress capture. We're going to make our own progress capture. So we come back to our anchor. You can see the camera here is set up more so you can look at the anchor as opposed to looking at the victim. But I have a figure 8 on a bite clipped into the anchor. If they're the victim, Timmy's in a well. We could drop a loop down to Timmy, and that's what I have down here. You can't see it, but there's a locking carabiner. It comes back up. So this is a 2-to-1, right? 1 and 2 is 2, but there's no progress capture. So I'm going to build the progress capture right here. So I take a belay device. Oops, looks like we lost the screen for a second. Take the belay device, kind of redirect the haul line through the belay device. This is just like the micro traction. So it's still a 2-to-1. 1 and 1 is 2. This is not attached to the load, so it does not count as a mechanical advantage. And now what I need to do is add a friction hitch to make sure we don't lose our progress. So you can tie your favorite friction hitch. I'm going to use a Prussic here. Prussics are pretty easy to use in this scenario. The nice thing about Prussics are they tend to be kind of beefy. And the advantage of a beefy friction hitch is it's going to hit up into the belay device and it's not going to get stuck in there. Take a locking carabiner and pop it in. So you can see here, I suddenly have made a progress capture using a belay device, just ATC, a standard tube style belay device, and a Prussic hitch. So as I pull in the slack, it bites. Now you can do this without a belay device, but you run the risk of the friction hitch getting kind of caught up in your anchor. So the example from Joe Stock in the crevasse rescue image, it goes over an example just like this. It has a Prussic hitch in front of an ATC, and that's a really handy way to do it. Great. So now I have a 2-to-1, and I want to make a 6-to-1. So what I need to do is add more mechanical advantage. So I'm going to add a 3-to-1. This is my haul line, and this is my load line. This is where I'm going to build that 3-to-1. So I'll take a piece of Prussic cord, and I'll tie a Prussic hitch, another Prussic hitch down here. Generally 3 wraps is enough to do it. Prussics need to be as neat as possible so they bite. So then I got a Prussic. This does not need to be a locker, but I have a locker, so I might as well use it. And then what I can do is I redirect the haul strand here, and then you can see I'll slide this up so you can see, and then I have a 6-to-1. I have my 3-to-1 built on the 2-to-1. We multiply them and we get 6. Am I done? No, I'm not done yet, because right now, if I let go, the whole load is going to be on one friction hitch. And that's a no-no in high angle situations. We want to make sure that our systems are backed up on more than one friction hitch. So a simple way to do it could be to tie a clove hitch, clip it to my harness, and that backs up the situation. So I could put it down, and now I can walk uphill and do the hauling. So that's one way to do it. Another way would be to add another friction hitch. I could tie another Prussic off my harness right here, and then the load would be on 1 and 2 friction hitches. So that is building a 6-to-1 using kind of common climbing tools. It doesn't take a lot of gear. It's not that gear intensive. 2 friction hitches, a blade of ice, a handful of locking carabiners. So you can do a lot. You can create a lot of mechanical advantage with a little bit of practice and a little bit of know-how. So that is it for this presentation. Thanks so much for tuning in.